Good morning, my little banana breads. It's Coach Raye here, and today we're going to be working on different rhythmic balances. And I'm sure you're asking, what is a rhythmic balance? Well, a rhythmic balance is one of the 3 difficulties we do in rhythmic. We do pivots, which are turns, jumps and leaps, and we do balancing, which is kind of like freezing in a different pose or position, okay? So we're going to be learning some of the basic rhythmic balances, but first we should do a slight stretch. The reason why we're going to do a slight stretch is because some of our balances require us to have our legs up and having our posture straight, and we want to make sure our muscles are nice and awake when we try this. I'll do my butterfly and swirling my toes. Get my legs up. Doing pike. And straddle. And center. And we're going to stretch our seal because we want to make sure our back is nice and stretched. Go into our lunge. Remember, your knee is right above your foot. You have a 90-degree angle. Stretching back, stretching your hamstrings. And sliding into your split. Let's try our other leg. Trying to get that hip all the way to the floor. And straighten. And split. Alrighty. You also want to stretch your feet. So you want to make sure your toes are nice and awake. Rolling out your ankles, because it is a lot of balancing. Balancing and balance, who knew? Alrighty, my friends. The first balance we are going to learn is a passe balance. So I always like to start my balance by figuring out my positioning. So I'm going to lay on the floor with my legs nice and straight. When I do my passe, I don't want it turned in this way. I want it nice and open. So try to get your knee flat on the ground. And then you hold your arms in first position. So this is how you should look. With a nice open knee, nice turnout, and a straight leg. Now if we're standing, we're going to do our balance on one foot. We have our leg, our supporting leg, nice and straight. We hold our balance, put our toe right at the tip of your knee. You go up on releve, close, and wave. Now it's really good to do both sides, so I try my other side. Pull, up, close, and wave. And it's just like when we did our leaps and jumps. We're closing in 5th position. So our feet are going to look like this, nice and tight. Okay? And then we do our wave. Big push, like a bird. Okay? Our next balance we are going to work on is our front horizontal balance. And I'm going to turn sideways so you can see it. So your leg is going to be nice and straight. Right from your hip, it should be a 90 degree. It looks like a box. your arms are gonna be in a T. So from the front, it would look like this. Now if I'm trying it laying down, which is how I normally teach it, my leg is nice and straight, both of them, and it's coming right from my hips and my arms are out in a T. Okay? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. You would brush up, go up and back, releve, squeeze, and wave. Okay? Now we can do it to the side too. Where you brush up, holding it to the side, releve, squeeze, and wave. Okay? Our next one is going to be an arabesque. So it's kind of the same as a horizontal balance, but it's backwards. So we're gonna lay on our belly for this one. Arms are still gonna be out, and your leg is gonna come up nice and straight. The goal is to get your leg nice and horizontal right from your back. So you're gonna look like a little T, okay? Making sure you're pressing all the way through to your toes so there's no bending in your knees, okay? So for an arabesque, we would face sideways with our leg that's going backwards, open to the audience. You don't want to be closed off to the audience. You want to be open to the audience. So if I'm doing my left leg, I'm going to face the right and squeeze. Arms up, releve, close, and wave. Now I'm going to do the other side. And remember, one side might be better than the other, but it's really good to try both sides. Okay? Hold out, releve, squeeze, and brush. Now when you do your releve, I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to try to count to 3 seconds. So go 1, 2, 3, snap into your 5th position and wave. Okay? Alrighty, friends. Our next balance is going to be called a scale. So when we're doing our scale, it's kind of tricky to do on the floor, but we could try our very best. We're going to be doing our push-up and putting our leg nice and straight, and our head is going to stay in line with our arms and our back. Okay? So now if we're going to try it, we would start nice and tall, and this causes us to squeeze our belly, okay? We're going to start up nice and tall and try to balance and going forward, tipping over, staying in line. And you can try releve, squeeze, and brush. From the side, I will try it from an angle. I start here, I step, I squeeze. It's all about posture. Squeeze and brush, okay? So my friends, I did it nice and controlled. I didn't go super fast because I want it to be a nice straight line as I go, coming up, and then I wave, okay? Now my friend, we're gonna try that same thing, but we're gonna do it with an attitude. So, attitude is when we pull our leg behind us. In dance, we do it with a turn out. In rhythmic, it's turned up. So your foot is going to turn up. So if I were laying on my belly to show you, it would be up here versus out here. So, knees are up, trying to get your toe to your head. Okay? So, we're going to do it in attitude. So I start the same. Arms are up. I'm going to squeeze, 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 squeeze. In attitude, hold it. Releve, squeeze, and wave. Good job. Let's try the other side. Arms are up. Attitude. I squeeze, 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 squeeze. Releve up, squeeze, and wave. Good job, my friends. Let's shake out our ankles. Do, do, do. Roll them out. Roll out our hips. We can do sumo, stretch our hips, because the next one we're going to do is called an alisacone. And it just means to the second, or to, it means opening your hips. So, how this works, my friends, is you're going to brush and kick. And you're gonna grab your foot and try to hold it as close to your cheek as possible. So if I were to give it a go, I would start here, I would step, and I would kick and hold, okay? So let's try it on the floor first. And I'm gonna go backwards this time, so you can see my face. And I'm gonna grab my foot, and I'm gonna try to hold it as close to my cheek as possible. And my other arm is gonna be out. Kinda looks like a T and a Y mixed together. Okay? Now let's give it a go. Now here's the trick. You have to hold it and squeeze. You don't want to wobble and bobble. Stay nice and tight. Releve. Squeeze and wave. Good job. Now, my friends, that's one of our more difficult standing balances. But now it's time to switch to kneeling balances. So we're going to start on our knees. And so our first balance we're going to do on our knees. It's just a forward horizontal balance on our knees. It's the same as when we're standing, but we're just a little lower. So, but it's a little tricky. You got to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Your center of gravity is a little lower now. So, you balance and you squeeze. Whoa. Got to pull up so tight. That one's tricky. Let's try again. I start here. I squeeze and I hold. And wave. Let's try other leg. Remember, one leg might be better than the other. I start up. I squeeze. Whoa. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Woo. And wave. Whoa, that is tricky wicky. I wonder why it's a lot harder compared to my feet. Well, we're not used to balancing on our knees. And when you're on your knees, you're on a socket. So it's a little wobbly compared to being on a flat surface like your foot. So you really have to push down through your knees and squeeze your butt and your tummy, okay? And making sure you're pulling up so tall. When you pretend you have a pole in your head and you want to pull all the way up like a puppet, so tall. Our next one will be to the side. So we would start here and we squeeze, pushing all our weight into our supporting knee. And squeezing so tight. 1, 2, 3, and wave. Let's try the other side. Starting up. A little too close to the wall. And hold it. 1, 2, 3. Close and wave. Good job, my friends. Alrighty, for the next one, we're gonna try a knee scale arabesque. So remember, it's backwards. So from an angle, it would be here. Your arms are gonna be forward, like when we did our scale with arabesque, okay? So, we'd start with our leg back, arms up. We squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Oh, tricky wicky, hold it. And close, and wave. Other side, arms up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold it together and wave. Good job, my friends. Alrighty, the last one we're going to try on our knees is an attitude knee scale. So remember, our attitude is pointing up, 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 up. And you're going to try to lean forward when you do it. Same as our scale that we just did, but with an attitude leg. So my hands are up, back, I squeeze, 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 up, and wave. Other side, hands up, I squeeze, 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 and remember to breathe. Whew. And remember, one side might be easier than the other side because you do have a dominant side, okay? And our final one that we're going to try, it's a bonus one. It's going to be a knee scale with the alsacone, which is going to be a little tricky. So you have to really pull up nice and tight, push down on your knee, and tuck your hips under, okay? So we're on our knee. Our leg starts out, and we're gonna kick and grab. Hold it, and wave. Whew. That one was really tricky. I had to use all my muscles for that one. And those were just some of the beginning ones that we do. There are more complex versions of balances. And as you get more flexible and your core gets tighter, then you can do these different balances like rings and working on side scales. There are so many great balances in rhythmic, and I will show you some more as we continue through this journey. I hope you guys are following us on Facebook. I hope you guys are following us on Instagram and watching our live Facebook videos and our other YouTube videos. You guys are awesome. Keeping pushing through this with us, and remember to follow in our hashtag virtual MHG. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to do another stretch because now my muscles are all awake and tight again. So I'm going to do another stretch to cool off. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.